¿Qué tiene en la cartera? Cuénteme. Había alguien que era Vergara Leumann que te invitaba a la botica, allí en San Telmo, Valvanera, y al público y a las mujeres decían, me presta su cartera, y la abría en público, y la mostraba, y sacaba todo, era muy gracioso. También elegía los personajes a veces que estaban presentes, y terminaba en un disparate. Pero en este caso, un museo número 1, en diseño, en decoración, y nada menos que en Londres, nada menos que en Gran Bretaña, nos va a presentar una colección con testimoniales que tienen que ver con personajes famosos y precisamente carteras, en algún caso como el de Churchill, muestran el portafolio que él tenía donde llevaba la documentación. ¿Planes secretos? Veamos.
Welcome to Bags Inside Out at the Victoria and Albert Museum. One of the most coveted bags in today's fashion world is the Birkin bag. It's a remarkable object. This bag was made in 1984 for British singer Jane Birkin. She was sitting on a plane from Paris to London, and she complained to the man sitting next to her about the fact that she couldn't find a leather bag big enough that she liked with pockets and compartments. And actually she was sitting next to Hermès CEO, and they started to sketch ideas about a new bag on the paper bags you find on airplanes. And here it came the first Birkin ever made. This is a very well-used object. As you can see, it has signs of wear and tears. Jane Birkin was using it extensively. She even personalized it with different stickers. And actually, we can see at the front residue of adhesive from the stickers she used to apply to the front of the bag. It also bears her initial, JB, and is equipped with a very long strap, something that you don't see in Birkins nowadays. She was using it on an everyday basis, and a few years later, from the first moment that this bag was made, the Birkin became a global phenomenon. A very British it bag is the Mulberry Bayswater. This specific bag was famously worn by Kate Moss. Kate Moss has been often seen carrying Mulberry Bayswater both in her private life and also when attending fashion shows. The one on display is in a typical black collar and shimmering surface. It's a very interesting type of leather, and it's the typical Bayswater shape, almost like a luggage with a top handle and distinctive hardware. This is a dispatch box. This one in particular was used by Winston Churchill in 1921 when he was Secretary of State of the Colonies. This very structured and sturdy bag, it's made out of wood and it's covered in leather. It was used to contain and to preserve and to keep safe confidential documents, and is still used nowadays by ministers. This was one of at least 7 boxes that Winston Churchill owned. This is because, of course, the amount of paperwork and documents that go in and out of his office, he needed more than one box. The lock is unpickable and is placed at the bottom of the box, while the handle is at the opposite side. This is another layer of security, because in this way it is impossible to forget to lock the box. We have here a really extraordinary example of an early surreal bag design. This frog purse from the 17th century is extremely detailed and finely made. We have the 4 legs, but also very detailed eyes, and even the skin of the frog is rendered in many details. This frog purse was a sweet purse, was used to carry perfumed herbs and or small gift So really interesting to see how a trend that we think is probably much more recent of a whimsical and surreal bag shape actually started much early. Bags are a statement for what we are, what we stand for, and what we believe in. And many bags have been used throughout history to showcase our political ideas, our artistic statement, and even mottos. And here in this section, you have a variety of bags where the surface has been used almost like a blank canvas for important messages. And one very key object in this case is the anti-slavery reticule. This is a finished reticule and a finished bag. We don't have the hardware on top and the handle, but we see the silk that was used to make the bags. It's called an anti-slavery bag because it was used by women in Birmingham in 19th century to campaign for the abolition of slavery. It's a very important piece because it showcases how activism can come from also a piece of clothing, in this case, a bag.